Hello, hello. It's me, Dan.
I'm Felicia.
Hey. We
Forgot how to behave.
yes. I mean, I forgot how to play the game, so everyone's gonna hang out for a bit while we figure this out. I do know where we are. The Insulindian Phasmid was over here, and has since gone off into parts unknown, possibly out into the ocean. This man here is the murderer we've been looking for. I can't remember if he gave us... Oh yeah, he did give us a reason. It's because he hated the woman, or he both loved and hated the woman. Who...
I was also hallucinating because of the Phasmid.
Yes, also correct. The
Remember
Phasmid
the
was...
amazing Phasmid?
Yes. So, and I think now we're supposed to go back to the mainland, where somebody is waiting for us. I believe the cops... Oh, do we have to go up and around? The music's gotten quite ominous. Not sure why. Oh yeah, this way, this way. Doobie-doobie-doo. There we go. Oh, why did that work?
The skiff is swaying on the waves by the dock.
Let's. We are done here.
He says, adjusting his glasses, he looks out over the water.
The skiff rocks gently under your weight as you get in. The ride back is uneventful and quiet. Two men and a woman stand on the concrete square of a nameless village, looking at a small yellow boat as it draws closer. The sea is calm. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Oh, you see that? To
Yeah.
the left?
Yep.
What is that?
I think it's like ice just slightly below the sea level. So when the sea goes in and out, it reveals more of it.
Look what the tide brought him.
Hey, it's our boss. Says the man without sunglasses. Suddenly his expression changes and he tilts his head.
Harry, you're bleeding all over the place. You're half dead.
Whatever this is, it is completely unimportant compared to what you've just seen.
Forget about all this. There's a giant...
We're not forgetting about anything. Look at you.
He points at you with both hands. No one else seems bothered by the bleeding.
Bothered by it. Harry, you look like you need a fucking organ transplant. Oh, fuck it. Let's not get into that.
Who are you people?
Hello, I'm Trent Heilerstein. I believe we've met on several occasions.
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean Vicomar, and this is your special task force. Or what's left of it. Special Consultant Trent Heilerstein, Patrol Officer Eugene Minot.
Hi.
Ah,
We've come to scrape what's left of you off the pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kisuragi, Precinct 57. We've just come from the island, where our investigation led us.
The scene is making even him feel as though he has to justify your actions.
We might need your help with something later.
he adds, suddenly regaining his confidence.
As if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant and not a naughty boy.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
I want to say tree, but okay.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi.
She says warmly, flashing the lieutenant the tiniest of smiles.
Letting the lieutenant know he shouldn't feel embarrassed over the shitstorm that's about to befall you.
What is this about?
Ari, we want to help you. Trent, I believe this is where you come in?
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little. I'm at best an enthusiast in cognitive science. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical level. In fact, I should probably get going.
Who is this guy? Is he
I
the
can't
father?
remember.
Was he the father who was showing his son the wall?
Might
No,
be.
Trant, it's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say for yourself, shit kid?
What a weird thing to call somebody.
What does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch the bullets. Shit, kid. What an interesting moniker.
That's what I said. What's a shit kid?
You. Shit kid? That's you.
Maybe you've deserved it.
How did you know I was here?
The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went.
After all that Sylvie stuff, he betrays me. I saved his establishment and he still betrays me? Damn you, cafeteria manager.
Think
You
that one.
betrayed me for the last time.
That one, I think.
That one?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the giant aerograpito in front of his building, in red, government marked fuel. Did you do that?
I did not. It was this one junior delinquent.
I don't know. It had shit kid written all over it.
Yeah, that one.
You weren't the man with sunglasses at all. You're not even blonde.
Guilty as charged. I heard you'd lost your mind and your memory. I wanted to see if it was true. And it was. Good work, Harry. You're insane now. There's one less person for me and everyone else to rely on.
He was too sarcastic for you to realize who he was.
Actually, I suspect something was up. Maybe if you hadn't been so sarcastic, I would have realized I knew you. I don't like being lied to. Okay, I had that coming.
Who?
Yeah. Oh, it was him. I see. He was pretending to be somebody else.
Oh.
He was the one also in the hotel
Oh.
in the whirling in rags, but he had a disguise on, and the girl was the same. The woman is the same.
I'm clinically depressed, Harry. Sorry if I wasn't in the mood to batter you up after you told us to fuck off.
Actually, I suspect something was off.
Did you? Or did you literally not recognize my face? We've been partners for how long, Harry? Don't answer that. You don't remember.
Judging by the familiarity you feel toward him, 2 years minimum? Or maybe a short but close stint on the task force? He's right. Don't start guessing. Now's not a good time.
You never told me you're not the horse-faced woman. Let's not do that.
You mentioned a task force?
Yeah. Oh, I think we should probably go through all these.
Yeah,
Just
I think so.
yeah.
Lieutenant, my name is not horse-faced woman. It's Judith Minou. I was assigned to your unit 2 months ago. I thought we were friends.
We're still friends. I just have a stupid head. I'm truly sorry, Officer Minot. Patrol Officer Minot, glad to make the acquaintance. Let's put the past behind us. I think I'll go with the first one. We're still friends. I just have a stupid head.
Okay. Because you're my commanding officer, I really want to respect you. I want us to have a normal relationship.
Well, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
That will never happen, Jude.
Alright, thanks.
He's the rudest man on earth. He's the reason why the rest of us have to take sensitivity training. And I hate sensitivity training.
The guy with the sun and...
I think it might be.
Yes, I'm
Oh,
Trant
yeah,
Heilerstam.
you're right.
I never said I wasn't Trant Heilerstam.
There you go. Wait, what was up with the kid then?
Mikhail? Mikhail's my son.
Oh yeah, what was up with all the interesting history? Spying on me?
No, I was just interested in the Feld building and the Martinez beachhead. And Mikhail wanted to see Martinez. It was a coincidence.
Him being there with his son, it was not a coincidence. It's difficult to see, but he was worried about you. And also interested in the Feld building.
So what are you special consulting here?
What indeed? I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein in the 30s, like partial psychotraumatic amnesia, group personality theory.
He's here to see if you're insane. He is smart. Let's move on.
Duped again. No one's who they say they are.
Duped? Hey, here's a brilliant idea. Don't be a morbid drunk and you won't be duped so easily.
Gardener, scab leader, this. Turn to the lieutenant. Tell me at least you
That
are who
one.
you said you were. Okay, that does have something to do with
The
it,
first
yes.
one.
No,
He's talking to
Kim, yeah, but he's saying, like, tell me at least you are who you said you were.
Yeah,
What if-
then Kim will say something.
Alright.
Yes, I'm still Kim Kisuragi,
See?
still a lieutenant from Precinct 57.
Still caught up in this crossfire, too.
See?
Duped? Hey, here's a...
Really first-
No. Everyone's just a brilliant master of disguises.
That's funny. Alright, you mentioned a task force?
Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring any bells?
First my memory. Who else is in this?
Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you, me, Jude, Tron fucking Heidelstein, and Guillaume Baby.
He stares at you. Who's Jude? Oh, Judith. Alright. I don't know who Guillaume Bevy is.
I'm technically just a civilian advisor.
Oh, fuck you. You're part of this shit show.
Yeah, first, who's Guillaume Bevy?
Oh, that's an interesting story, actually. Guillaume Bevy is a police reporter who joined our team. He was really good. Then he left because he lost faith in your ability to lead the unit. Other people have left too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back. Only me and this really patient patrol officer are still here. And Tron because I'm forcing him to stay.
Is this Guillaume Bevy blonde and partial to sunglasses?
Is this Guillaume Bevy blonde with sunglasses like you were?
See? There. He's getting it. I was impersonating him. Look at me, I'm G Bevy. It was going to be funny, but then you really did have brain damage. So not so much anymore.
He sincerely thought it was going to be amusing for both of you.
Okay, so what does the unit do?
Do? It's a major crimes unit. We clear the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like the worst station in town. We are shit tier now, Harry. Because of you.
They're your posse, or what remains of it. Hand-picked, hand-lost.
The 41st isn't...
He trails off, not wishing to finish the sentence. Where have you been all this time? There was a mercenary tribunal. Tribunal? Alright, thanks, Alex.
God damn
What
it,
is
Harry.
this tribunal? No,
I
he
say-
went like the French.
He shifts his weight, crosses his arms, and looks you in the eye.
You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All will burn. Detect or die.
Wait, so you let me face a squad of trained killers alone just to teach me a lesson? All will burn, Satellite Officer Vicmair. Make no mistake about it. Why didn't you detect or die then? Why would you leave a literal police god? I said all those things, I'm not like that anymore.
One, I think.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that.
Fuck you, Harry. We didn't know there was gonna be a tribunal, did we?
See? Tribunal.
Are you the French? You've never said tribunal. You've always said tribunal. I don't know why it's like weird today.
I don't know if I believe you. Why did you detect or die then? Why would you leave a literal police god? No, I said all those things. I'm not like that anymore.
Yes. You're sorry. You're the sorriest cop who ever lived. Nothing has changed, Harry. I've heard this repentant shit a million times over.
None of this is ringing any bells.
The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Trant, this is where you come in. How bad is it?
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. All good signs, but complete retrograde amnesia, episodic and semantic.
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, e-solar, hell, and so on.
As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was. It's all very interesting.
Interesting?
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
Such economically. I think I'm so poor I lost my memory. I drank so much I lost my memory, and now I'm slowly recovering it. I made it all up. It was fantasy, stupid joke. I know what I am. Might have something to do with an anomaly in the church, 2 millimeter hole in the world. I'm a highly experimental detective. This was the method I used to solve the case. Something so sad happened to me that I couldn't be me anymore. It was a defense mechanism.
6, I think.
I think 6, yeah. Also probably 2. But yeah, I think 6.
Psychotraumatic amnesia, Trant? I can go for that. Shit kid is a broken man. Always has been. Who isn't? I know I am. But you know what? I keep my shit together. Also, I know a person can't wipe their own mind, however traumatic it gets. That doesn't happen. You're lying, or insane, or both.
But Detective Vigmer, he has blanked out before.
I have?
Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders. One was after the 2 drunks case, the other when we looked into that mural.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes. Practice. And then he used alcohol to get there, so to speak.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in?
Yeah.
What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained, approached as a defect? Look at the sensory input here.
He gestures for the scenery.
Look at the ruins, the neon. Listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape, to borrow a known metaphor. Harry's been pushed flat against it. Total input. Hardwired to the free market. He just needed for it to end.
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in the major crimes unit? Is he a cretin now? I want to know that.
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
Leadership. Now.
I'm ready to lead again. Line detective is good for me. Is good for now. He's wrong. I'm too far gone for work. Fuck all of you. I don't want to be in your unit. What now? Proceed.
Two?
2?
For now, I misphrased my question. It should have been, is he able to put his clothes on and use the party? Or do we need to get him on a disability pension?
What now?
Now, nothing. Now we're just going to stand here.
Really?
No. Now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry?
Hold on. In the ocean? Faint ignorance. It was stolen by Jacob, or... That wasn't me. It was stolen by Patrikios. I drove into the ocean when I was drunk. I thought the killer would be underwater. He wasn't. The time had come to kill a sunset. I don't know. I don't know what it's doing there. I drove into the ocean when I was drunk. Yeah, that's the correct one. 4.
Ah, so refreshing. He just admits it. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property that's coming out of everyone's space lab. It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
I got my badge right here.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic, and the badge slips out of your hand.
Catch it, or let it fall to the ground.
And use clothes.
No. Not right now. Interfacing? I can't make my interfacing better.
Try, can't you?
Yeah. At worst, I just let it fall to the ground. Like I fail and it falls to the ground. Ah, I got it.
Yay!
I got it.
Not today, badge.
Did I get the badge? Behold my badge. The drama isn't necessary. I got the badge. All is well. Did I get the badge?
You got it all right. You're showing it to him, victorious. There, see him, the badge.
Behold my badge!
And your gun?
Oh no. I'm impressed with these plastic in your hand.
As if having your badge and gun are natural states, not
Gun?
achievements.
I upgraded my gun to a rifle.
Fine, I guess.
I may have pawned it. Anyway, it's gone now. Gun? Gun. I'm on it 24/7. I'm tracking you down right now. I may have pawned it. Anyway, it's gone now.
2?
2? No, not 2. That's the murder weapon. Why would I present the murder weapon as my gun?
Oops.
3 or 4, I think. They're both technically true.
4, yeah.
4?
But you haven't, because you're drunk. You lost your gun, and you're drunk. You're a drunk, gunless bum. I can smell it.
I quit drinking. Forever. It's only me in this boring hellhole now.
1.
I don't buy it. Why do you smell like a corpse then, huh?
He's wounded. It's been a long week, and he's handled an actual corpse.
No idea what you're smelling. I washed death off me. Wait, it may be because of the pheromone. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've handled an actual corpse. Yeah, it's been a bit of a week. I'm sorry, I smell bad. None of this matters. My odor situation, it's meaningless compared to what I've discovered. Wait, maybe because of the pheromone.
Detective, please. Don't start talking about your pheromone again. This is serious. If you don't,
1.
I don't believe
Oh,
you.
sorry. Shit.
You're drunk. You let a suspect escape, a certain classier, because you were too drunk to assess a flight risk.
we've read the report, Sari. Lieutenant Kitsuragis. We know.
Claudia, not taking her was in the right thing to do. She gave a vital clue that led us to the island.
3, I think.
It's a small detail, a huge case you know nothing about. That doesn't matter. None of it does. We were looking at the oxygen holocaust times of the country line. I've come to know the foundation of the universe. I think... Well, 2 or 3.
3-ish. We got duped.
I don't know that we got duped.
We got duped.
We found the actual murderer,
We got duped.
and it wasn't her.
We got duped. She put some stuff on everybody, including the guys at the thing. At the
Yeah.
space. We got duped. 3.
Nah.
Yes.
Nah.
Yes.
We're trying to not look like idiots. We've already admitted to losing our gun. Everything else we have though. So I think we should do 2.
I think that's because you got duped. You
Whatever.
want to admit
Alright, we're
it.
doing 2.
Oh, well. If she was nice. I'm not even gonna get into the other suspect, who
Oh, yeah, okay,
also
she is
You didn't
escaped.
want to listen.
Yeah, Ruby something. Or the fact that you very likely sold your gun for booze. That's peanuts. That's nothing. That's a humorous anecdote. Compared to the 7 people who were gunned down, the streets are literally red with blood, Harry. It was fucking mass murder.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired and vetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals.
Here comes the cavalry.
He did so at considerable risk to his own life. He was shot, not once, but twice. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been.
Solved the case. It solved all of it. Yeah, it was a massacre. We got wiped. Who the hell were you? Firefight is a trivial matter compared to the greatest discovery of the century. It's the Insulindian thing. Hey, Vinny! I think 2.
You didn't want to sound like an idiot.
How is this sound like an idiot? We solved the case!
All of it.
All of it!
Sigh, up to you.
Which one do you want?
I want 1.
1?
He
Yeah.
said, yeah.
Alright, yes, what he said.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation.
He brushes a stray strand of hair out of his eye and coughs.
He thinks of apologizing, but decides against it.
Hold on. We have an actual art degree. No. Wait. Oh, we do. We just haven't, we can't do anything about it until this finishes. Yeah, alright.
You've spent the week with him on this case. What is your take?
On the case?
On Lieutenant Geoffrey Dubois.
Well, the drinking, the gun losing, also losing the badge. That's all true. Although he has not been drinking on the job this week.
See?
1 week.
Then there's
Agree
the
right now.
self-flagellation
Hey, go
issue.
right north.
He likes to apologize, profusely, making it sound like he's guilty of at least first-degree murder. It's not a good communication strategy for an officer. It's worrying, especially considering his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a Mazovian socio-economist. He wants to
Thomas.
liquidate the ruling class, which, again, for a police officer, is a little odd.
Do I want to liquidate the ruling class? Is that right? Do we? Is that? I mean, in real life, I do. I don't know that that's the case for Harry.
You should yell something.
I'm a policeman of this day to come. That's not a good idea. It's the second one. That's not a good idea.
Yes, let's let the big boys talk.
Exploring this game, its masterpiece. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, something I was not present for. But despite all this, he is a great detective, one of the best I have seen, in fact. He can talk human beings into telling him anything, and he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped working on the case. He is tireless, madly driven.
Wasn't Kim, like, very angry that I was wasting so much time doing a bunch of other bullshit that wasn't the case? And now he's like, he never stopped.
Well, except that one time when he stopped to sing karaoke, which, by the way, I have to disagree with you, Mr. Vicmar, was a valiant effort. He really sang his heart out.
I love you, Kim!
Okay, he did something.
Other than that one time, he has tirelessly worked on the case, and he solved it. We have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator, locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation. He apprehended a revolutionary brigade who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably committed other murders over those years. Oh, and he also discovered a new species.
Yeah, I did.
A new species?
A colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as the reeds. It unfolded from the reeds. I think we may be dealing with the Insulindian Phasmid.
He takes out the photo and shows it to the officers across the yard. Thick white snow falls all around you. Flakes stick to the glossy photo of the Phasmid.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
Hosiana? Boom shakalaka, motherfucker. So as you can see, I'm a pretty okay detective and an absolutely giant communist. Say nothing. Which one?
What is Hosiana? What's that mean?
Osana, maybe? Like the religious, I don't even know what it would be.
I don't know.
Like Osana, right? Like Hosana, no, Hosanah. Like that's a religious thing, right? Like a Catholic
Hosanna
thing?
in the highest?
Yeah, something like that. It's just
Maybe.
a
I
slight
don't know what it
misspell, a
means.
slightly different spelling. Yeah. I think that's what I think, but it could be something entirely different. I do like boom shakalaka, motherfucker. Anyway, what should we say?
I like 3.
3? I'm fine with 3.
Yeah.
All right.
Fucking hell. Is this somehow connected to the case?
He ignores you, still staring at the Phasmid. It is actually.
Detective?
Boom, boom, boom. Yes, I believe the pheromone it emits may be responsible for the killer's mental degradation. Yep, we'll go that one.
The old man was not aware of the Phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
So it is connected.
Yep.
I must say, this is absolutely extraordinary. I don't even have words for it.
Yes. It really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
His tired eyes follow the photo as the lieutenant puts it away.
This is a very, very sad man who has just seen something that's made him forget his sadness.
Oh.
Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
Also, the Phasmid was female. The reeds are its nest. The killer, Lilianovich Dros, we have a strong motive for him. The previous head of the Debardur Union was assassinated by our killer. There's also a dead man on the boardwalk, a missing person I found. I also looked into the mystery of the doomed commercial area. I confiscated drugs from Kuno's dad. So, alright, well, let's do all of this then. Also, the Phasmid was female. The reeds are its nest.
Female? What makes you think so?
You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of a female. And the nesting behavior too, I think.
Incredible. Were there eggs in the nest?
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
It had gathered items in its nest, a helmet, a scope, and a passport.
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such nests are called bowers. They are for attracting mates.
I still think it was female.
Of course, as I said, I'm only guessing. I didn't see it. It must be robust if it can move a whole helmet with its limbs.
I think it produces a parthenogenesis.
As in cloning itself? What makes you think so?
He told me.
Should we say that though? Let's say observation. Observation.
Well, then it wouldn't matter if it's a male or female. The
You do,
power
Great
would
White North.
just be rudimentary behavior from before the parthenogenetic mutation.
That makes sense. Yes.
Very interesting. Such organisms are extremely vulnerable to disease. A single strain of bacteria could wipe out the whole species. We're probably looking at conservation efforts here.
I think it emits a chemical that makes it look even more like the reeds.
Yes. That would be a chiromone. A pheromone that's seemingly beneficial to the host. It usually stimulates the affected nervous system. Not a human's, of course, but perhaps a predator's.
The perpetrator seemed intoxicated somehow, like an addict. It's just a hunch, but
There are species of bees that, under the influence of chiromones, take wasp larvae to their hives. Ants do the same with aphids, thinking they're... Do you think this is how it stayed hidden?
yes.
Nothing is off the table. But I want to stress this. The find does not have to be connected to the case. The case is 100% prosecutable, without any chiromones.
Of course, Lieutenant. Of course. We should treat the case and the Phasmid as completely separate from each other. People are not going to...
He shakes his head.
They're not going to go for this speculation in the constabulary.
It had mandibles that looked like hair, and it was completely white on the inside.
Yes, but also reed-colored, beige and brown, a little green on the outside. After unfolding from a single stalk, it still retained parts that looked like reed tufts on its limbs.
Incredible. The PR value of this is exceptional. Carp discovers new species. Maybe even discovers the Insulindian Phasmid. No, that's too much.
This would really help with some of the problems we've been having.
Absolutely, this is great. This does not say vigilante murderers to me at all. This says science, news, human interest. You know, it's a really good thing you have that photo.
Without it,
He shakes his head.
You're doing good here. Perhaps only for a moment, but still. Quit while you're ahead? Or no?
No. The killer, Lyanovich Stros, we have a strong motive for him.
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym.
Revolutionary matronym?
The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms, derived from the mother's name instead.
Oh, that makes sense.
This man's mother was Lilian.
Yeah.
His Lilian's son, Lilianovich. The custom was overturned after the revolution failed, but not before it made it to Revachol.
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would be called.
thank you, Trant. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory. You said you have a motive?
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
He wasn't quite sure about the straggler before he heard this detail. It must have convinced him.
He killed the mercenary in act of jealousy. He killed the mercenary hoping to start a war. He killed him in an act of rage induced by plasma chemicals. I think it's the first one, right? Yeah. I mean, technically it's the third one, but we're trying to do this without the Phasmid.
Jealousy? I thought this Lilianovich was an old man. To have been hiding for 50 years. Like 70-something.
A strange psychosexual fixation, aggravated possibly by proximity to the Phasmid and its chemicals. He himself gave a political reason, said he had killed an enemy combatant. Also, we have ballistics from the gun, matching the bullet found in the dead mercenary's head, and 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to.
It's a clean win.
Oh, it's way more than that. Way more.
It's more than that. A perfect folding mechanism, like the Phasmid. It's way more than that. I'll win her back with this. No. It's my masterpiece. They'll teach this in cop school. I did all I could. Every second was a struggle. I was not completely satisfied with it. It could be just a little neater.
First one?
First one?
Yeah.
Alright.
Perfect folding mechanism. Get over yourself, Harry. I can still smell the booze on the wind.
God damn it. Doesn't it ever leave? It is there. Like in your bones or something. It will pass. in time.
The previous head of the Debardur Union was assassinated by our killer.
This is a conversation for when we are no longer out in the open. In Martinez, where Evrard and Edgar Clare have ears everywhere.
Lieutenant lowers his voice just a little.
Understood, of course.
But a case against Everard would be big.
I would prefer not to partake in anything union-related, for political neutrality.
The consultant too has lowered his voice.
This has to be good stuff for him to backpedal out of it at first mention.
There's also a dead man on the boardwalk. A missing person I found.
Yes. Fallen through a gap in a boardwalk. Drunk.
How did you know I found him?
The body was transported to Precinct 41, our morgue.
Oh yeah.
I had Tilbrook and Mullins take care of funeral arrangements and family stuff.
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry. This all comes back to us.
Still, good work with the missing person, Detective.
It's still a point for you. No denying it.
I also looked into the mystery of the Doom commercial area.
I don't know what a Doom commercial area is.
Rue de Cinq is Lane 10, a commercial building where all businesses go bankrupt. I looked into it.
Why? That's not what you were supposed to do here.
There was a fridge we needed and a possible witness. He was just chasing a lead and ended up advising a local shopkeeper. It was okay.
Of course. Call it community outreach, right?
That's very funny. Kim's like, we needed the fridge. Just nobody talk about it. I confiscated drugs with Kuno's dad.
Who's Kuno?
You don't want to know.
You're right, Lieutenant. I don't. You snorted the drugs, I know you did. It's alright. I'm in. At this point, anything is but the drink.
You did not snort the drugs. So what do you say? You want to take this hot shit back? Point to yourself.
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved the murder.
He shrugs.
So I have to. Jude,
Anything that ends the trial is okay with me.
A quick nod.
You haven't been drinking, she thinks. So, maybe this time.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go.
okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody. Let's go.
Now you will finally get to know who you are.
Wait, I have a few questions before we go about who I am.
The man looks westward, impatiently.
Who am I?
Who are you? You're a gym teacher, Harry.
What?
Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore, but
But before?
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coron. It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe...
That does explain. No way, I was a flagellant monk. A guerrilla soldier gym teacher? That does explain a lot.
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your inexplicable facial hair,
The collection of fallen sportswear I've amassed.
your love of retro-style dance music, how you're
Why is
able
Kim
to
so weird
perform a
suddenly?
360-degree spin kick.
I knocked that dude out with that.
Also, this guy.
I'll be back in a
Just
second.
everything about this guy.
Oh god. Contact Mike?
Of course. Contact Mike.
he's been on about Mike again. I hate that guy.
Contact Mike is a reprise of the most inspiring basic sporting principle of open competition, a 5,000 to 1 rank outsider. When was this? When was I a gym teacher? You said in Quran? I was a gym teacher there? I guess we see all this. Contact Mike is a reprise of the most inspiring basic sporting principle of open competition, a 5,000 to 1 rank outsider.
Oh, you don't say. Does he also vault an impassable gulf of finance and privilege?
It is getting cold out.
She looks around at the dilapidated fishing village. When was this? When was I a gym teacher?
In your 20s or late 20s? You've really let yourself go since then.
You said in Quran? I was a gym teacher there?
Yes, you taught gym in school. I believe that's the term. Taught gym at a high school. You were a high school gym teacher.
The smell of sweat and glue. The worn floorboards. Kuro is just east of Jamrock. It was a short walk every morning to the baseball field or the sports building.
High school. Harry, your goings-on with Kuno, Andre, Assel, the whole thing on the ice. That's why you are so juvie.
His smirk suggests barely contained laughter.
Why did I join the RCM then?
The regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight. Be more than you are. All that.
You, every morning, walking from Voyager Road to teach gym. Chee, leaving for the academy with her spring coat on. The air filled with the smell of smoke and raspberries, and incredible hope. An ocean full of hope.
Okay, I see now.
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that. He's an honest-to-God gym teacher.
Kim, you are the best. Why am I like this?
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over. Also, you were drunk.
Some chick? Who?
Dora something. Dora England. Yeah, you mentioned her name.
Not Dora Dubois.
Wait, Dora Ingerland?
Something like that. Half Vazan.
Vasa is where beautifully and impossibly blonde people come from.
So we weren't even married?
No one is married anymore. This is Revachol.
When was this?
God, I don't know. 6 years ago, she was way before my time.
6 years and you haven't gotten over it. What the hell is wrong with you?
6 years.
Yeah, or 7. You're not doing too good there. It's an old man thing. 2 old years equals 1 normal year. That and Dora Engelund really tore you a new one. A big one.
Who was she?
Incredibly bangable.
No, I meant, what did she do? Which one?
Yeah, 3, I think.
Yeah, no, I meant, what did she do?
She was incredibly fuckable. A
Alright.
beautiful bourgeois woman. Wayfish. Like a Welkin, basically.
Snow Welkin. Blonde Welkin.
Fuck is a Welkin?
Like a seal?
Like a seal? Okay.
I don't know.
Heartbreak Welkin.
I've only seen a picture, but it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection with how pretty she was. One you never recuperated from.
Dick.
Look, the sun is about to go down. It's time to go.
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river. Way east. Hard to say which came first, the middle-class chick or the drink. Egg and the chicken kind of thing. My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees harder. Is there something harder than a psychiatrist? A forensic psychiatrist? Go talk to that.
In other words, he's heard enough about this.
Okay, am I a dirty cop? Working for La Puta Madre?
No.
No? Because the suspects seem to think...
You're too unstable to work for a mob boss. You're suicidal, Harry. No mob boss would take you.
Well, thank Christ for that.
I assure you, I wouldn't consult for a corrupt unit.
He would immediately backpedal out of it. I told you it's not that bad.
Yay. Precinct 41, what kind of station is it?
Us? We're the bloody murder station, haven't you heard? We're the bad guys. No one likes us.
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You are just understaffed, and everyone respects the 41st. You have Captain Price.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station and the district is too big, which is why we need to...
He tilts his head northward.
Get back to it. We left Torson and McLean to run the Sea Wing. It's not good.
Torson and McLean?
Mac the Torso Torson and Chester McLean. They're not fit to run a wing. Believe me. Things are shaky as it is.
They are damn iconic though, Torson and McLean.
An iconic duo? Not now. Say not now? Or not now? Okay. Or do you want to say something funny? Not now.
Of course.
And the Sea Wing is?
God. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in C. It's made of losers and clock punchers. You and I reconceptualized it as a task force. It was a mistake.
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me. Other losers too.
He's anything but a loser. Although he would like to be seen as one. It's cooler that way.
And Price is...
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price, one of the founders of the RCM.
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the force. You're lucky.
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys, Police Captain Ptolemy Price sits behind a heavy wooden desk. Resident medic Nix Gottlieb pours him coffee. It's silent in the captain's office. They speak of change, the city, the tension on the streets. They speak of the events of April and the blood on the streets in May.
Did we recently shoot up a church by any chance? Point to the church.
So he remembers that. Yes, there may have been a raid on some churches. It wasn't good press.
Shooting up churches never is. I was out of town, to be clear.
What happened? Why did we need to go there?
Our enemies were hiding in a church, to the best of our information. That's it. I'm not talking about this anymore. Your security clearance is shit tier right now. You have to wait for it to go up.
He means it. The RCM and its enemies will not be discussed on this coast.
So I work in the bloody murder station.
Okay, it's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk mill with green desk lamps and a coffee corner. A lot of good people work there, hard, every day.
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivershore. Faubourg, technically, but it's divided into 11 districts. Jamrock only has us.
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you, and it's often considered to be the greatest of the districts. You're lucky to have it.
Thank you again, Lieutenant.
The Phasmid, I need to tell Lena about this ASAP.
Who is Lena?
She lives at 1113 Tabernacle Road in Jamrock. Remember?
A cryptozoologist. She lives in Jamrock on Tabernacle Road. She told me about this Phasmid.
Tabernacle? It's on the way over. Near where you live on Perdition.
She looks at Vic Mayer.
Fine, if we're gonna drop you off anyway.
She and her husband were conducting the search for the Phasmid. It's their discovery, in part. They should know as soon as possible. It would do you good to deliver some positive news for a change.
She is going to be over the moon.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi, what will you do now?
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. It will have to be good to cover all these. Then I will have a serious talk with my captain.
About what?
Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol.
He pulls up his collar and looks around, the cold spring light reflected in the lenses of his glasses.
I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate.
Want to do that at Station 41?
Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of two captains with my doom-mongering.
No, I meant investigate. Come work in Precinct 41.
Work with Price? I'm flattered, but I don't know if I...
Would fit in, and crazy enough, can take the stress. He doesn't know how to finish the sentence. This truly came as a surprise to him. Not a bad one, but he's at a loss.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even considered.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more central to it than the harbor.
Lieutenant turns very serious all of a sudden.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get back to. Mountains, even.
I do like the sound of that.
Yeah!
Yay!
I got a trophy for that. Recruit Detective Kim Kitsuragi. He returns her smile.
He's really considering it.
Hey! I'm ready.
Good.
She looks at you, then Vic Mayer.
Fuck it, let's go. Trump brought his motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to Jamrock.
Under the afternoon sky, the great district hums. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls, and chimney stacks. Fire traps as far as the eye can see. From Main Street to Precinct 41, to Boogie Street, forking into the snow-swept horizon. You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber. In Old South, a man without eyelids smiles. Spring has come. It's time. Torsen? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Vicmair? Yes. Dubois? Of course. Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Ptolemy Price gestures with a ballpoint pen. It's dim in his office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through. When he does, he'll side with the people. Understood. Gottlieb returns to the list. Minnow? Of course.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?
Yep.
He's our friend, forever friend now. Orange.
Yeah, my gloves.
Nice yellow gloves.
Hey, Vicmar's actually helping.
I'm surprised Kim didn't help.
Is this the end
Yeah, I think so.
of the game?
Yep.
Oh, damn!
Oh wow!
Hey! Yay!
Yay!
I was not expecting this to happen so soon, so I have nothing prepared to do after this.
I could end a little bit early if you wanted to carry on. So I'm feeling a little bit like
Okay.
slowish.
Sure. I mean, I guess I did get a bunch of new games that I could maybe start or something, or just play around with for a little while. Or maybe I could also stay. I don't know. So, what did you think?
I really liked it. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of want to go back and make some different decisions.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember who it was that said that if we make different decisions, like the main one is what if we didn't let Classe go?
Right.
And I want to see what I feel that's the pivotal point of a lot of the storytelling. That, and clearly we could have a lot of
Peter?
Peter?
Or Piotr? Yeah.
Apparently we could have made Tsuragi not as friendly to us.
Yeah. You could really piss him off. There's.
Yeah.
I was looking at the trophy list, and one of them is like, have him like we got him to trust us quite early on. Actually, like we got him to like us quite early on.
He's joining.
Yeah.
Thing 41, which is like the biggest win of all. Like more than anything, that's the thing I'm most proud of.
Like I think so. Like I think I've described this game as basically like a book in game form, right? Because there's so much, and I can't like originally when this game was released, there was no voiceover. You had to read everything yourself, right? So I can't imagine how that would work.
Because now like all the characters are so
like
fully fleshed out.
And they have such really good voices. Like all of Harry's like internal monologue. That's a really good voice actor. Whoever that is fantastic. Yeah, he did a lot of them. And then there was the one that was like the really like whispery one as well, and like Kim's voice is really good. Like there's a lot of really good voices. Yeah. You never opened the stupid thing to give back to the woman to get her to clear out so the guys can start their club. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's the one. Yeah, because inside the fridge was her thing that she needed. Yeah, so we couldn't do that. We never figured out that like the guy who was helping the cryptozoologist, he was a bit weird, and we couldn't get him. Oh, it's the same. Kuno and Jean McNair is the same voice. It's so funny. Yeah. Apparently, you can also get. There's a way to get Kim to wear that one of the horrible jackets. Yeah.
Well, my biggest point of joy and pride for this is getting Kim to join my precinct, and he's my forever friend.
Yeah, he's such a good character. Like I like Harry well enough. Obviously, he's a mess of a person, and you can make him even.
And it's really funny because he had all these like about the love of his life and how she was just an ordinary person.
Yeah, it's just a regular. I think there's more to it than that, though. I feel like there's, because like even McVickmare was like, this is before my time, so he doesn't know the full story, right? So I think there's more to that as well, and maybe there's ways to figure that out. There's ways apparently of. Like there's some supernatural shit as well in this where you can like go into the pale, whatever that is, and like they talked about it a little bit here and there, but yeah. So it's really interesting.
Yeah, it feels like there's a bunch of stuff that we never got to do. I'm not sure if it's because we made different choices.
Probably. There's a couple of things that we never, a couple of doors we couldn't open. Like we never figured out like how to get up and down into the thing, right? Like that was a thing as well. So there's all these things that one can do that we didn't get a chance to do, and I think like we even choosing our initial our initial stats. We did a lot of on the like, psychological side and very little on the physical side, which is why we couldn't like do a couple of physical things. So yeah,
A lot of Chinese.
publishing, yeah, a localization. Yeah, this is a very, very good game.
Probably one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Like we're both big fans of like story games, like narrative games. So anything with a really good narrative is always going to catch us, even if the mechanics maybe aren't so great or right.
Or even like a world building vibe.
I think unfortunately what happened right was that as like right after this game came out, there was problems within the developers, the ZA/UM or Zaum, I think that's what I've been thinking in my head. I don't actually know if that's the correct pronunciation, but like yeah, they immediately had sort of internal issues, and the company basically fell apart. Like now there's 3 different companies, one that's still called Zaum, and there's 2 other ones with like from different people who came from that thing, who are all making games, and all of them are saying we are the real Zaum. We're the ones who are bringing a spiritual successor to Disco Elysium, right? And so because of that, I think a lot of the rights are being held up because the studio basically split apart. We did get that one little booklet, the art booklet where they did stuff. But yeah, anyway, yeah. So yeah, we both really, really love this game. We think it's really, really good, and we highly, highly recommend it. And if you watched us play it and you're like, oh, it's already been ruined for me, don't even worry about it because you can make totally different decisions. You totally get entirely different parts of the story that we've never seen, and get to what I assume is the one ending, but get to it in different ways. So yeah, and maybe I assume that there's a point in there's an ending where you don't figure it out, and then everyone hates you. Like there's that trial at the very end that could go really badly for you. Yeah, the standoff can go really badly, I'm sure, when you die there. There's lots of, I think there's a lot of different endings that aren't necessarily like this one. And as you saw, yeah, we did get a really good ending. Like at the very end, like you're listing all your accomplishments, right? So if we had figured out more things, if we had done more things, I think that would have been even bigger, a bigger list of all of our accomplishments, quote unquote. I think the thing I'm most proud of, like, okay, number 1, of course, is getting Kim to love us, because we love Kim. But number 2 was finding the fucking Phasmid. I was so happy about that. Anyway, I think so. For next week, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna play. We're gonna start, maybe, huh?
Oh,
yeah.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, we're gonna do Mario Kart World on the Switch 2. We're gonna play at least 1 or 2 sessions. We won't go like through the full thing.
Yeah.
But Felicia really likes Mario Kart, and I really like Mario Kart. We want to try this one out. See what that looks like and stuff, and then after that we'll pick another game to play all the way through like we usually do.
I thought we were gonna play this to the end of the year.
Yeah, Felicia was certain we were not going to finish this before the year finished, and I was like, I don't think it's that long. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think we're just going to end early because we've done this for an hour, and I think we're both
like really tired.
Yeah, we're both still a bit jet lagged, so I think we'll just end early. So yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with us. So on Tuesday, we are going to continue the other game that we're playing, which is Blueprints. Thank you. Yeah, that one might last to the end of the year, depending on how much we end up doing. So yeah, we're going to do Blueprints on Tuesday. On Wednesday for Dan Plays Who's Backlog, I'm playing The Warriors, and I'm hoping, I haven't done it yet, I'm hoping to watch the movie before I play the game, because actually I've never seen the film, and I would like to. I'm going to try and find it, see if it's available on any streaming service.
I just realized that they also have the Middle Eastern Arabic.
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if they have, because they also have localization, I wonder if they remove some of the cursing and swearing.
Or the copious amounts of alcohol. References to alcohol. I don't know, right? Not every Arab person is Muslim, and even Muslims know that this exists. You know, they don't have to partake of it themselves. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird, right? On Thursday, continuing Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, and then, as I mentioned, on Sunday, next Sunday, we will play some Mario Kart World on the Switch 2. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. I think Felicia's going to head off now. I'm going to wait, as unusual, I'm going to wait until the credits finish.
Okay.
And just keep
Bye,
talking about
everyone.
stuff. So, bye, Felicia. Bye.
Oh,
Okay, I mean, yes, obviously this will be available online forever, or until YouTube goes bust. One or the other. But yeah, great game. So you know what? Since we're here, where's my stack of? I put some of them away already. Huh? Yeah. Can you pass me the games that are on this table here? Yes. It's not that big, right? I put some of them away already, so I'm not gonna be able to show you those. I can tell you about them, but I won't be able to show them to you. It's the what in your first one? Felicia's lying. It's not that much. Alright, so yeah, I mean, we were in the U.S. Oh no! And I bought some games. I went to my first gaming convention. Oh, let me turn this down a little bit, so we can keep watching the credits. And see, maybe there's a hidden scene at the end. In which case, I will shout for Felicia to come back. But well, let me show you the PlayStation games that I got. I think the only PlayStation game that I put away so far is it was for the PS1, and it's called. Oh my god, I can't remember something. Let me look up. I took a bunch of photos, so let me look at the photos real quick. The PS1 game was not those. Not those. Not those. Oh my god, I bought a lot of games. Not those. There's at least one PS1 game. Oh, there it is. It was Metal Gear Solid, the VR missions. So I, as you know, I'm a big Metal Gear fan. So I've been trying to pick up every Metal Gear. All right. Well, since they are now over. What is collage? What is collage? Where's my look at collage real quick. Oh, hey, look. What's going on? Oh, I can make. Oh, that's cool. So these are all the characters that we discovered, that we met. That's the woman from our, Dolores Day. We can remove her from there. Oh, that's interesting. So we can make a collage. So I'm also pretty sure that we could have found the oh, we can make him into different poses. Look at that. That's cool. We could have found the other members of this thing if we had looked hard enough. Anyway, how do I exit? How do I exit? Remove. Can I? Oh, we can do effects. We can do backgrounds, different settings. We can create a scene. All right. Can I though just close? How do I? Oh, weird. Okay. How do I exit out of here? Let me exit. I don't know how to exit. Ah, yes, thank you. Jesus Christ. All right. Anyway, let me move on to my big face. Where's my big face? That's not it. There it is. It's me and my big face. Oh, all right. So, yeah. So my PS1 game was Metal Gear Solid VR missions. Let me move this as well. Now that it's just me. Which, like I said, I just like collecting all the Metal Gear games. So I'm trying to pick up the ones that I don't have, and I didn't have VR missions. Oh, no worries, Great White North. We finished the game, as you saw, I'm sure, if you were looking. And I'm just going to show off a bunch of games that I bought. So now, after PS1, it goes to PS2. So PS2, I got Batman: Rise of Sinzu. So this is based on as you can see from the art style, it's based off of the animated series, but it doesn't actually have anything to do with it. In the sense of, like, this Sinzu character never appeared in the show, as far as I know. I think this is a new character that was created by, if I'm not wrong, created by Jim Lee for this game. Jim Lee is a celebrated comic book writer and artist. You just caught it. Yeah, no worries. So yeah, I got this one. I also got another Batman game for the PS2. This is Batman Vengeance, which I believe is based on the second Batman animated series, which I don't remember what it was called. But it had a slightly different art style. Still very cool. but not like that sort of Bruce Timm art style that's before. So that's Batman Vengeance. I don't know how good either of these two Batman games are, but if you know anything about me, you know that I love comic books, superheroes, and I've been trying to get as many comic books games, comic book superhero games as possible, basically, even the ones that suck, like Hulk. This is based on the first film, the first Hulk movie, which also is terrible. But yeah, I've heard nothing but terrible things about this game. But still, it's a superhero game I didn't have. So here we go, Hulk. I also got Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb, which is an Indiana Jones game, puzzle game, I think, adventure game. I have access to the other Indiana Jones game for the PS2 because it was recently made available on the PS5. I forgot what that one's called, but Eugene Myers, or E.C. Myers, he played it. He played the Wii version on stream during his Winter of Our Disc content streams that he did. I got Iron Man, based on the Iron Man film. I also have the PSP version of this, which I don't think is significantly different, except for, of course, the PSP only has one nubbin, what are they called? What are these things called? The thumb. Oop, what did I do? The thumbsticks. Oh, I see. And of course, the PlayStation 2 controller has two thumbsticks, so I think it'll make it for a better playing experience. And then I got Spider-Man: Friend or Foe, which I believe is based on the Sam Raimi films, judging by how the Green Goblin looks like. But in this game, you can actually, it also has Iron Fist, it has Sandman, it has Venom. You can actually team up with your villains, and you can play as some of the villains, I believe. You can team up with friends in two-player co-op gameplay. You can defeat famous villains and turn them into allies. Enjoy funny twists on famous big-screen moments. So yeah, so I think these are based on the 3 Sam Raimi films, but it doesn't follow them at all. Yeah, a lot of superhero games. But here's one that isn't superhero. Time Crisis 3. I don't actually know how I can play this game now that I think about it, because I don't have a light gun, or gun con, I forgot what they were called, for the PS2. And even if I did have one, I don't know that it would work on current like LED screen TVs or OLED TVs or whatever screen I have. I actually don't know. It's a flat screen obviously, but I don't know what the screen is actually made out of. I'm supposed to get. I pre-ordered many years ago light guns for the Polymega, excuse me. So PS1 shooting games, SNES, NES. Any of those older systems, that one I will be able to play because those guns are supposed to work on newer televisions. So I'll be able to play all those shooting games. This one I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I can actually play it or not. And finally for PS2, I played a lot of Time Crisis in the arcades, Great White North. So I have nostalgia for it. I have a soft spot for it, and I do have Time Crisis 1 and Time Crisis 2 already in my collection. Time Crisis 1 is a PS1 game. Time Crisis 2, I believe, is also PS2. So again, I don't know how I can play the Time Crisis 2. But the PS1 game, I should be able to play once those gun cons finally come for the Polymega. Or they're not called gun cons. Gun Con, I think, was the Sega version, but I'm not 100% sure what they're called on the Polymega. The light guns. They're light guns. Alright, so yeah, the last one is Ultimate Spider-Man. This is based on the comic book series of the same name. There was an Ultimate Spider-Man comic book series originally written by Brian Michael Bendis, with art by, I forgot his name, Mark something. I forgot his name. So, sorry, artist of original artist of Ultimate Spider-Man. Because his art is what you see here. This is his art. And also on the back there. So yeah, this game, I've actually been looking for this game for a long time. For some reason it was hard to find. When I finally found it, at the, let me get the name of the convention correct. It's called Too Many Games, in the Greater Philadelphia Expo. That's the one that I went to. In Oaks, Pennsylvania, is the name of the town. But yeah, when I finally found it there, this actually was not very expensive. I was expecting it to be like 50, 60 bucks. It was like 20 bucks. So I was surprised because it was so hard to find. No one I'd ever talked to had ever had this before. But I finally found it, and only 20 bucks. So that was good. Yeah. And this one you get to play as Venom as well as Spider-Man. So you go. So those are the PS2 games that I got. PS3 games, I only got one. and it's also it also has a Blu-ray. So I got Watchmen, The End Is Nigh. Excuse me, and it says the complete experience up top. That's because it has Watchmen, The End Is Nigh is actually 2 games. There's a part 1 and a part 2. They're both in this collection, as is the Blu-ray for the Watchmen film that was done by Zack Snyder. So if I open this up, there's the game disc, right? That's for the PS3. And there is the Blu-ray of the film. It's upside down. Hold on. Let me turn that sucker right side up. And it's the director's cut. So it's Zack Snyder's official cut. There it is, Watchmen, the movie. And there's something in here. Hold on. What else is in here? Oh, there's a little booklet. So it tells you, there's a little booklet that we won't flip through. But it says The End Is Nigh. There is a timeline. Oh, that's cool. There's a timeline for the film history, which is interesting. And there is a poster, it looks like, featuring Night Owl? Oh, Night Owl and Rorschach. Oh! And it's double-sided. Basically, it has both. It's the same image on both sides. But yeah, it's if you can see the whole thing there. So it's Night Owl in the foreground and Rorschach in the background walking away. And it's the exact same thing on the other side. So that's cool. A lot of people don't know this about me. Watchmen, the comic book, is my favorite comic book of all time. I really, really love it. The film was not as good, but I still enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it more than most people did. A lot of, especially a lot of my comic book friends, my comic book loving friends, they really hated it because they thought it made too many changes. I loved it. I thought it was very well done. For basically trying to film something that is somewhat unfilmable, they did a pretty good job of it. So I'm very happy about that. And then the show, I don't know if you've seen the HBO show, that is actually legitimately good. Like, I know that the Watchmen film is maybe not the best film, but I really enjoyed it. And like I said, it took a lot of the source material, and it treated it well, and I think it did a pretty good job. The Watchmen TV show, which is set after the film, I believe, is really, really well done. It's better than the film for sure, and it might be better than the comic. Oh, that's maybe heresy. It's really good, is what I'm saying. All right, and then now my PS5 games. I got a bunch of PS5 games that I'm very happy about. Some of these are new. Some of these are a bit older that I finally picked up. So here we go. First up, Claire Obscure Expedition 33. So a lot of people have been talking about this game. It won many awards by a small French team, and apparently Daredevil has voiced something in this. The actor who plays Daredevil on the TV show, he voiced something on this. Hot take, lol. Yeah, a little bit of a hot take, saying that the show is better than the comic. It's really good, though. It's really, really good. Like, legitimately good. So yeah, a lot of people are saying that about this game as well, that it's very, very good. It's an RPG, turn-based combat, and yeah, lots of people really like it. So, oh, thanks. Oh, you played it, Great White North? Oh, fantastic. I'm really looking forward to playing this. I think it'll also be really good. I also got Death Stranding 2. Besides being a Metal Gear fan, I'm also a Kojima fan. I've been trying to get a lot of Kojima games. And of course, this is his latest one. Everyone says, I have a friend here in Singapore who has already finished the game, and he says it's even more ridiculous than the first game, and the first game was pretty fucking ridiculous. So I'm looking forward to playing this as well. I got Indiana Jones: The Great Circle. This is the premium edition, which comes with, like, you know, codes for the DLC, I think, and whatnot. Yeah, the Order of Giants. It comes with a digital art book. It also has the Temple of Doom outfit, where Indy is, you know, almost shirtless. So that's good. So yeah, looking forward to playing this as well. You're actually playing part 1 as we speak. So Death Stranding, the first Death Stranding, was one of the very first games that I streamed all the way through. When I first started streaming during the pandemic, the first game that I streamed was Last of Us Part 2. And then I think the one right after that... Oh no, I did Ghost of Tsushima first. I did Last of Us Part 2, then Ghost of Tsushima, and then I think it was Death Stranding. So if you go into my archives way back when, I did the entirety of Death Stranding, so you can see how ridiculous that game is. And it is ridiculous. And I think I complain at certain points about that game. Anyway, I also got the Soul Reaver remakes, Soul Reaver 1 and Soul Reaver 2 on one disc here. This is the remakes. When I was younger, I was living in New York. I was working for Midtown Comics, and I used to work at their warehouse. And in the warehouse, there was a guy named Sam. And Sam really, really loved the Soul Reaver games. Like, these were his favorite games of all time. And he kept wanting me, he kept trying to get me to borrow them, but I didn't have a PS1 or a PS2 at that point. So I was like, I can't borrow them because I have nothing to play them on, right? But he really wanted me to play them. Now, 20 or so years later, I'm finally going to be able to play these things. So Sam, this is for you if you're watching. When I went, I didn't get to see him this time when I was in New York, but I heard that he's still working at the warehouse. So I hope he's happy, and I hope he knows that I still remember him. All right. It's ridiculous, but I'm enjoying it. Yeah, it is a very ridiculous game. It's a very ridiculous game. I once said, like, I think Kojima took, like, the worst kinds of gameplay, fetch quests, the missions where you have, I forget what they're called, the missions where you have to, like, lead someone around without letting them get hurt, even though they're sometimes stupid, like the entirety of Resident Evil 4, right? So, like, what is that called? There's a term for that too, and I suddenly forgot what it was. But yeah, fetch quests, those kinds of missions, and like, these are the most hated types of missions in RPGs that everyone always complains about, are fetch quests and this other kind of mission where you have to lead another person around and make sure they don't get hurt, right? And he made an entire game based on just those two things. And somehow, and, you know, put his whole Kojima nonsense on it as well, because it is a ridiculous story that doesn't always make sense. Escort mission. Thank you, Great White North. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, the escort. So he made fetch quests and escort missions, and that's the entirety of this game, is Death Stranding, and I assume Death Stranding 2 as well. Yeah, there's a little bit of fighting occasionally, but you're not even supposed to kill people. Like, killing people is bad. He's always, I mean, that's always been sort of a main theme of Kojima's, right? Even in Metal Gear Solid, like, killing people is bad. Because if you kill them, an alarm sounds, blah, blah, blah. You're supposed to be stealthy, you're supposed to be sneaky. Same thing for Death Stranding. You're supposed to not get into fights with people, and if you do, you're not supposed to kill them. Because killing makes things worse in the world, right? So, yeah. Anyway. Weird decisions that he makes, not just narratively, but also mechanically. And yet, the game did well enough that he made a fucking sequel. So what are you going to do? Alright, next. Life is Strange Double Exposure. This is the latest Life is Strange game, and a direct sequel to the first Life is Strange game. So it has the same character, Max, who, in the first game, she had the ability to stop time, rewind time, fast forward through time, and that was the main game. I also streamed the entirety of that first game. I have not yet played Life is Strange 2 or Life is Strange True Colors, which is the third game. Both of those games feature entirely different protagonists with different powers, but they take place in the same universe. I also haven't played Life is Strange Before the Storm, which is the prequel to the first Life is Strange game. So there's a lot of Life is Strange, and I own all of these. There's a lot of Life is Strange games that I need to play, and they're all narrative games. I really enjoyed the first one, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy all the rest of them. Although, yeah, you love the first one, right? So apparently, Great White North, this one makes canon one of the options. So at the very end of the game, I won't spoil it, right? But at the very end of the game, you have to make a choice. Either one thing happens or the other thing happens. And I know which choice I will always make. I made both choices on stream just to see what each one entailed. But I know which choice is the correct choice. Apparently, this game goes the other direction, which I'm not happy about. They make the other choice canon. I'm not very happy about that. But anyway. I also finally have a copy of The Messenger for PS5, and this has the Picnic Panic DLC. So this is the complete version of The Messenger. I played a little bit of it on stream one day, but I've not finished it. I've not gone back to it since then. So when I do play this game again, I'll have to start from the beginning. And there's this really cool thing where you play as a sort of 8-bit, it's like 8-bit Ninja Gaiden, and then later becomes 16-bit Ninja Gaiden. There's like some time travel stuff involved. It sounds really cool. What I played so far, I really enjoyed. So yeah. Oh, that's curious. There you go. So I'm not even going to say which ending they chose, Great White North, but they did make one of those endings canon for that game. I also got Neva. Oh, what? Neva. There you go. It's by the same studio, Nomada Studio, that made Gris, which I fucking love. Gris is really, really good. Felicia really likes it as well. She really loved it as well. So this is their second game from the same studio, and we're very excited to play this. We might actually play this. This might be our next game, in fact, for Sunday nights after Mario Kart World. Excuse me. Messenger is very good, right? Yeah, Messenger is very good. I hope this game is good too. And I got a physical copy of Plucky Squire. I played the entirety of this game. I've already beaten this game, and I really, really loved it. but I played it through through PS Plus, so the free PS Plus. But it may have already left PS Plus. I'm not 100% sure. The PS Plus collection, refreshes every once in a while, and some games leave, some games come in. And so Plucky Squire may have already left, and even if it hasn't, I want to actually own the copy. I really, really like this game. It's about writing a children's book, and about coming out of the book and going into the book, and about how when the villain takes over the book, it makes things really bad for people in the real world, because no one wants to read a book where the villain succeeds, right? You want to read the book where the hero succeeds, where things are good and stuff. So I really, really love playing through this game. I don't think I did it on stream. I think I just did it by myself, and it was really fun. I platinumed this game, in fact. So really, this is just for me to have. But also, it has a 112-page book showing the concept art, and an official soundtrack as a digital download. So yeah, that's why it's a little bit thicker. So this is the what's this called? This is the deluxe version from Devolver Digital. So yeah, I'm excited that I own this. Suikoden? I don't actually know how to pronounce this. Suikoden? 1 and 2 remasters. I've never, ever played this series, but I've heard lots of good things about it. I think from you, Great White North, but also from Dad Level Podcast, Vince, DLP. I've heard lots of really good things about this series. I've never played it before. I think this has 5 games total. It has more than these 2. But these are the first 2. They've been remastered for modern systems, and I'm looking forward to playing these as well. Yes, Suikoden, let's go, yeah. And I also got, speaking of remasters, I got The Thing remastered, which I believe Vince played on stream. He played the PS2 original, though. And it looked pretty interesting. And then I watched the film with some of you guys. I think I watched it on through Discord. Some of you guys played it on, put your copy, and we had like a little mini viewing party on Discord. It was the first time that I ever seen The Thing, and it was fucking fantastic. I love that movie now, and I can't believe I waited so long to watch it. I think this was a year ago, 2 years ago. I can't remember now. I was visiting my parents. I remember, because that's why I could watch it, because it was the same time zone as most of you guys. So I was visiting my parents in California. But yeah, this was really good. Yeah, the movie's really, really good. I love the movie, and I'm looking forward to playing this as well. Like I said, DLP played the original PS2 version on stream, and I was intrigued, because a lot of the stuff that's in the film is also in the game, about like trying to figure out who you can trust, who you can't trust. You can lose people. You can have like your ending can be good or bad depending on how many people have been turned into the Thing, right? So yeah, it's pretty cool. And finally for PS5, I got Unknown 9. Oh, Awakening. I thought it was The Awakening. It's not. It's Unknown 9 Awakening. And I can't remember why I wanted this game, but it's been on my to-buy list for quite a while, but I've forgotten everything about it. So I can't even tell you what it's about. I should have looked this up. So what does the back say? The back says, believe in the unknown. You are Haruna, a quester born with the ability to venture into mysterious dimension, the Fold. On her quest for hidden knowledge, she must learn to master its powers to fight a secret society with a hostile agenda. I think I must have seen this on on one of the game shows as a preview, like they were showing this off, and it looked really cool, and that's why I wanted to get it. And I found it for like $20, sealed. It's new, so I was like, yeah, I might as well get it, even though I know nothing about it. Yeah, I'm curious about it too. Like I said, at one point I must have known what this was about, and really, like, it really intrigued me. It really excited me, which is why I put it on my list to buy. And then I forgot about it for a long time. And then when I saw it for $20, I was like, yeah, all right, I'll pick that up. And there you go. So, other games that I bought, of course, I also got Mario Kart World, which came in with my Switch 2. So I actually purchased this here in Singapore, but it was delivered to my house while we were in New York. So I couldn't actually do anything with it until we got back on Thursday. But in the US, I also got extra controllers for the Switch 2, as well as I went to the Nintendo store, and I got the GameCube controller for the Switch 2, because now you can play GameCube games on the Switch 2, specifically the Switch 2. You can't play them on the Switch, which is a bit weird, but yeah, they made it so you can only play them on the Switch 2, and of course it's part of the Nintendo Switch Online subscription service, which we do have. Otherwise, you can't buy these. If you don't have... I also didn't realize this, right? I realized it in January when I bought... Because in January, I bought the Genesis controller, the Super Nintendo controller, and the N64 controller from the Nintendo store in Rockefeller Center in New York. And apparently, you have to have a Nintendo Switch Online subscription, and because they actually check either your Switch or your You have to log in on your phone, and they have to check to make sure that you actually have a subscription before you're allowed to buy any of these controllers, which is fucking crazy. Because if, like, why not just sell them, right? Like, even if somebody doesn't have the Nintendo Switch Online, just sell them. Like, make money. But alright, where do you go? Hey, Eris! We finished Disco Elysium, which is why I'm just talking about stuff that I bought in New York. Alright, so other things that I bought in New York, but because I've already tested them, I've already put them away, so they're not super handy for me to pick up and show you. But I got some, so let's go in order here, because I purchased things. Oh, here we go. Okay, so for the DS, I also got Ultimate Spider-Man for the DS, and it's supposed to be the worst version of the Ultimate Spider-Man game, but I picked it up anyway, because, you know, it's fun. Also for the DS, I got X-Men Destiny, which I have on the PS3, but I wanted to get, like, you know, like I said, I like collecting the superhero games. A lot of them, I'm surprised sometimes when some of them are remastered, because they're tied up in so much, with so much rights issues, that it's hard to get everyone who is a stakeholder on board to say, yes, okay, let's remake this game. So that's why I like picking up all these superhero games. I also picked up The Legend of Zelda: Four Swords Adventures for the GameCube. So because I now own that game, that's the game I'm playing after Twilight Princess. Once I finish Twilight Princess, I'm going to go back and play through Four Swords Adventures, which you can play solo. You don't need to play with people. Which is why I didn't play Four Swords on stream. Because that one you do need people. You can't play by yourself. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, so for the Genesis, I think my one and only Genesis purchase was T2, the arcade game. Terminator 2, the arcade game. I already have Terminator 2 Judgment Day for the Genesis. So Terminator 2, the arcade game, is a different game. So I picked that up. I also picked up, as you also know, besides superhero games, I also like grabbing Star Trek games. So I picked up Star Trek. Oh, what's the full title? Hold on, I gotta look this up on my list here. Star Trek. What are you called? Not that one. Not that one. Ah, here it is. Star Trek Starfleet Academy Starship Bridge Simulator. I got that one for the Super Nintendo. Apparently, it's also available for the 32X, the Sega 32X. Excuse me. It's also available for the 32X. Let me drink a little bit of liquid. But the 32X version, which I did find at Too Many Games, the convention, was much more expensive, and from everything I've been reading online, a lot worse than the SNES version. So I said, fuck it, I'll just pick up the SNES version, and I did. I also picked up the Sega Saturn game that I've been looking for a very long time, Iron Man / Exo Man of War Heavy Metal. It's supposed to be a terrible game, but I wanted it. It was the first Sega Saturn game that I wanted, like, as a kid, because it had Iron Man, because it had Exo Man of War. Those two characters are from completely different, universes, different comic book companies. One is from Valiant, the other one is from Marvel, of course. But yeah, I picked them up because, even though it's supposed to be a crappy game, I really wanted it, so I picked it up. I also finally got Super Mario Bros. 2 and Super Mario Bros. 3 for the NES. So I used to have both Mario 2 and Mario 3 in my collection when I was a kid, because I played them. I remember playing them. My father bought me Super Mario Bros. 3, but I had since lost them. I don't know where they went. I definitely didn't sell them. I don't know where they're gone. They might be hiding somewhere in my parents' house, and I just couldn't find them. But whatever. I picked up 2 new copies, so I got them. Sometimes games are just games like that are just. Whoops. Why? Oh, here we go. Sometimes games like that. Sometimes terrible games are just fun. Yeah, it's true. Sometimes they are just fun. All right, what else now? Okay, so that was Sega Saturn. All right, so more games for the DS. I also picked up Castlevania Order of Ecclesia. That's the last Castlevania DS game that I needed. So now I have all 3 Castlevania DS games. I'm very happy about that. Even though they're, I also own the Dominus collection, which has all the DS games on it. Doesn't matter. I wanted the DS games, so now I have them all. And I also got Zelda Spirit Tracks for the DS. It was the DS Zelda I was missing. I already have Phantom Hourglass, but now I got Spirit Tracks on the DS. And I know it's a bit. I have it on the Wii U. I have digital copies on the Wii U, and that's where I'll be playing them when it comes time to play them. But you know, I wanted to play them. I wanted to own it. Excuse me, because I want to own every Zelda game. What's next? Okay, for the Nintendo GameCube, I picked up Aquaman, another superhero game that is supposed to be not very good, and I believe it's based on the comic book series, not on the films. So this one's still based on the comic book series, not on the films. And I also got Disney's Magical Mirror, starring Mickey Mouse, which I think is a point-and-click adventure game. I played when I was testing the games to make sure they worked when I got back here. I played a little bit of it, and it seemed like a point-and-click adventure, like a puzzly point-and-click adventure game. It seems pretty fun. I'm excited to play more of it. What else did I pick up? I picked up my very first Atari game, and it's Superman. It's Superman for the Atari. The reason I have never picked up an Atari game before is not because I hate Atari games. It's because I never had an Atari. I never had anything to play with. But the next Polymega, which I've already pre-ordered, the next Polymega module is specifically for Atari, 2600 and 7800 games. So I think the Superman is for the 2600. So once that they deliver my Polymega module, the Atari module to me, I'll be able to play not just this Atari game, but any other Atari games I pick up. So yeah, very happy that I picked up Superman for the Atari 2600. I also picked up Super Mario Brothers Deluxe for the Game Boy Color, which is Super Mario Brothers, but it has like extra stuff on it. Like you can they remix some of the levels. You can play different things on it. So I'm excited to actually play that, and I potentially play that on stream, in fact, because I played a bunch of other Super Mario Brothers games on stream. Maybe after I finish Zelda, all my Zelda playthrough, I'll go and do a couple of Mario games, and then start my Castlevania playthroughs again, because I would like to get back to Castlevania as well. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Terminator 2, the arcade game, was not my only Genesis game. I also picked up Shadowrun for the Genesis, which I've heard interesting things about. Some people really hate it, some people really like it. It seems to make people feel things. So I'm interested to try that one out. For the N64, this is my only N64 pickup, was Castlevania Legacy of Darkness. It is the final 3D Castlevania that I needed for my collection. Now, oh no, sorry, I take that back. It was not the final one. This was the second to final one, because there's another one that I bought later on. But so this was Castlevania Legacy of Darkness for the N64. It's the better N64 Castlevania. I already have Castlevania N64, the first Castlevania game for the N64. I already have that one, and that one's supposed to be not very good. But Legacy of Darkness was supposed to be very good. And Omega Ace Gaming swears by it. I also picked up, for the Sega CD, I picked up Amazing Spider-Man vs. Kingpin. I've been looking for that game as well. I think it's supposed to be like a better version of the Spider-Man game found on the Genesis and the Super Nintendo. But this one has like a fuller title. So on the Genesis and on the Super Nintendo, it's just called Spider-Man, full stop. But on the Sega CD, it's called The Amazing Spider-Man vs. the Kingpin. But it's supposed to be basically the same game, but with like added cutscenes, because now it's on the CD, right? So you can add stuff to it. It might also have voice acting. I'm not 100% sure about that. But it has cutscenes with like animated cutscenes and stuff, so that'll be interesting to play through that. For the Wii, I picked up Red Steel, which I'm sure I will hate playing through, because there's a lot of this going on, right? You're using the Wiimote and the nunchuck to, you know, shoot things, but also to do the sword, blah, blah, blah. So that's interesting. I also picked up the Dragon's Lair trilogy for the Wii. I've always wanted to play through Dragon's Lair. I've heard, like, it can be a very frustrating game. So Dragon's Lair trilogy, has Dragon's Lair 2, and Space Ace, which is the sci-fi version of Dragon's Lair. So I've heard a lot of interesting things about the Dragon's Lair games, because they're basically like, they're basically like, what is it called? Where you just have to press a button real fast. QTE. They're QTEs, right? It's just a game full of QTEs. And if you make the wrong decision, that's it, you're dead. And as a coin-op, as an arcade machine, this is very frustrating, right? Because like you keep dying, you have to keep putting more quarters in. But obviously now that it's on the Wii, it's a home. I don't have to put any quarters in. I just keep playing it until I eventually get through it. And for the Wii U, I picked up Star Fox Zero, which also includes the bonus game of Star Fox Guard. I picked this one up. It was brand new. The 2 games inside were sealed. I had to unseal them and then, you know, test them out to make sure they all worked. So yeah, that was interesting. What else did I pick up? So the other Wii game that I picked up, and this is my final 3D Castlevania that I needed, was Castlevania Judgment. Castlevania Judgment is a fighting game. I watched Eugene, E.C. Myers, play some of this on stream. It's very funny. And like it's funny because like every character in the Castlevania Judgment fighting game, like they have been redesigned and they are anime as heck. Like they are super anime redesigns, and they're like it makes me happy to see that. And that was the last 3D Castlevania I needed. What else have I picked up? I'm nearly done, I think. I picked up 3 Game Boy games. They're Japanese Game Boy games because I found a book off in New York, in Brooklyn, excuse me. And if you don't know what a book off is a sort of a Japanese. It started out as a used bookstore, a Japanese used bookstore. Like there's lots of book offs. You go to Japan, there's lots of book offs there everywhere, especially in the bigger cities. Like Tokyo and Osaka have tons of book offs. And they started as used booksellers, right? So they sold used books. But eventually they started selling a lot of other used stuff, including video games. So they had a lot of retro games as well. So if you go to Japan and you want to go like retro game shopping, of course go to Super Potato, because Super Potato is fantastic. But also go to book offs, as well as another shop called, I'm probably gonna get this wrong. It's something called like Langshiman or Lanshiman, something like that. The name sounds Chinese, but it's basically like a book off, where they have a lot of sort of used or retro or pre-loved items, including video games, including books, including DVDs, CDs, music CDs, toys, etc., etc., etc. And also Mandarake. Mandarake is also very similar to that. Mandarake has a lot of pre-loved stuff. There's a big in Nakano Broadway, which is an enormous kind of mall. Many of the shops in Nakano Broadway are Mandarakes, and each Mandarake shop is devoted to a different thing. So there's a Mandarake devoted to just books. There's a Mandarake devoted to just vinyl toys. There's a Mandarake devoted to just Sailor Moon paraphernalia. And of course there's a Mandarake devoted entirely to video games, right? So anyway, that's Japan. But this book off that I found in Brooklyn had similar stuff. Had used games, used books, etc. And I picked up 3 Game Boy games. I picked up the 2 Momotaro Thunderbolt games for the Game Boy. So they are action platformers featuring the character of Momotaro, who is a Japanese mythological character. The Peach, if you ever heard of like the Peach Prince or something like that, that's Momotaro. Or Peach Boy, excuse me, Peach Boy. It's Momotaro. And then I also picked up a pachinko game because I just always wanted to cheat what these things were about. Like it was a very cheap pachinko. I think the pachinko game was like $2 or something. So and it had like it's Journey to the West themed. Journey to the West or Monkey, or Sun Wukong, right? I love that character. I love Sun Wukong. And so this is themed after him and his story in Journey to the West. So yeah, I picked it up just to see what it's like. So it's basically still a pachinko game, but it has sort of a Journey to the West story over it, right? What else? I showed that one off already. I did pick up some Wii games. Some Switch games, excuse me. I picked up Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. I finally have a physical copy of that. And I picked up Mario and Luigi Brothership, which is the new Mario and Luigi game, which has mixed reviews. People don't seem to love it as much as earlier Mario and Luigi games. The Mario and Luigi series sort of evolved from the Mario RPG series. And so, like, the Mario RPG series took two routes, right? So the very first Mario RPG was The Legend of the Seven Stars, which was done with Square at the time, and then it sort of split off. So there's the Paper Mario series and there's the Mario and Luigi series. The Paper Mario series was first, and it still continued sort of the RPG styling. So like the first Paper Mario game is the Thousand Year Door, excuse me. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, right? That's the very first Paper Mario game, and it is a direct, not a sequel, obviously, but it's like a spiritual sequel to the Legend of the Seven Stars, right? After that, the Paper Mario games started to get a little bit less RPG-ish, but the Mario and Luigi games that came out on the Game Boy Color, I think was the first one, or I think Game Boy Color was the first Mario and Luigi game. Those became a lot more RPG-ish, right? So I don't have many. I think I have maybe like 1 or 2 Mario and Luigi games, but it's supposed to be very, very fun. So that's why I picked up Brothership. It's the easiest one to get to right now, and I think some of them are available on the Switch Online stuff. So you could maybe on I can't remember if it's on Game Boy Color or Game Boy Advance, but I think some of them, at least 1 or 2, is available through that. Actually, I can check right now on my list. Mario. No, not Super Mario. Just Mario and Luigi. Mario and. There you go. No, that's not it. Mario and. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga is available on Game Boy Advance on the Switch Online. And I think that's the only one. That might be the only one. Which means that's the only Mario and Luigi game I have access to, that besides Brothership. So Brothership is the first one that I've actually properly owned. The other ones are on my list, but they tend to be expensive when you find them in the wild, so I haven't picked up any of them up. For the Wii U, actually, I forgot to say this. For the Wii U, I did pick up, I also picked up Paper Mario Color Splash, which is another Paper Mario game. I think I have a lot more Paper Mario games than I do Mario and Luigi games. And they've been fun for the most part. Like, I played through Origami King, that was really fun. And I would like to go back, because I have Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door on both the GameCube and the Switch remake. I have it on the Switch as well, so I can play both of them, right? And I would like to. What else did I pick up? I'm almost done. I sort of got. For the Super Nintendo, I picked up the Rocketeer. I already have it on NES, but the SNES one's supposed to be better. So, and better graphics. I'm not even sure if it's the same game. It might be a slightly different version of the game. Which would mean that I have 2 games that I could play. So that's nice. And for the NES, I also picked up Bart vs. the World and Street Fighter 2010, which Eugene kind of laughed at both of those games and wasn't sure why I had picked them up. Because he was like, why did you do this? Apparently they're not very good games. I don't know. I like the Simpsons games. And I've heard so much about Street Fighter 2010 that I had to try it out for myself. And am I done? I might be done here. Yep, that's it. Those are all the games that I bought. So yay for me. So yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Felicia and I finally finished Disco Elysium. That's great. And then, listen to me talk about the stuff that I bought in the U.S. in Philadelphia and New York specifically. Before I go, I will be ending. It's now I've almost done my 2 hours. Let's see who is streaming. And I can send you in their direction. So Kurumi is streaming. Megadan29 is streaming. And of course, Elle isn't streaming yet, but they will be streaming in about 15 minutes. And I think that are those the only people who are streaming right now? Yes, it is. So let's see. Kurumi is playing. Hold on. Work, damn you. Kurumi is playing Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy on the PS2, I think. So let me quickly link to him here. Kurumi. Oh nope, that doesn't work. There we go. Kurumi. There you go. Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. Excuse me. And Megadan is playing through. Megadan's doing Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, which I know is a favorite of yours, Great White North. You love that game, don't you? Did you ever complete your No Death run? You were trying so hard. Hey, there's Mazin. Mazin's over there. You can check him out. So here's Megadan 29 playing through some Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. And finally, again, they will be starting soon. Not yet. Is Elle. Elle will be playing Mobile Legends Ranked, and then they're going to try to play other games later on. But again, they will be starting in about 15 minutes. They haven't started yet. So there you go. Those are the folks you can go watch right now. Thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate it as always. And I'm going to go now. I have this book to finish. I've been reading books again as well. Where did it go? Where did my book go? Oh, it's over there. Hold on. I've been reading Strange Houses. I finished Strange Pictures earlier today, and I'm nearly done with Strange Houses. They're interesting Japanese mystery books with images inside, which I like. Like they have cool, I like maps and stuff, and they have and the images and the maps are part of the mysteries, which I really enjoy. So that's what I'm doing there. It's a great game. My NDR is not done on screen yet. Did it offline. Oh, that's awesome. Well, congrats, because that's not an easy game, Great White North. So congrats that you did it offline. That's really cool. And yeah, hopefully one day you'll be able to do it on stream as well. That would be awesome to just kind of watch that, But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciate it as always. And I will see you on Tuesday with Felicia for Blueprints. We're going to go back to Blueprints. Bye-bye!